this
not in
point,
the playoffs.
at this point in the divisional round, when they match up, any team should be able to beat the other team. It just
right
depends
now,
on what happens.
You ain't lying.
These matchups are so close. You have the best of the best that's left in the NFL. You know,
the best 8 teams.
That's right.
The best of the best of the best, sir.
With honors.
With honors.
Place a bet on all the teams and feel happy when you win.
I can give you like my best bet, but like it's not even close sometimes. Like my initial bet last week was 23-16 Texans over Steelers, and then I modified it to like a 2-point game because of all the models and projections and simulations. And then it turned out to be an even bigger blow.
For real.
It brought the prediction closer. So
Aaron Rodgers scored all the touchdowns, but it was just for the other team.
Yeah, I was expecting a better showing from Pittsburgh, but too bad. Otherwise, that was a great weekend of football.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, it was a great weekend of football because that's what I wanted to see from Pittsburgh. So
yeah, and I kind of expected Pittsburgh to, like, I'm Pittsburgh all day, every day, rooting for them all year. Once they had the Texans on the docket, for, the winner go home. The story ends. For the Pittsburgh Steelers.
They were playing pretty hot football, and averaging like 23 points a game there towards the end. Defensive backs were being sticky, coverage, a little bit.
Yeah, the running backs for their team was tearing shit up.
Yeah.
Once you guys took away the run game, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
And
I think that's where
the run game was working.
That's where it starts. I think offenses are like, okay, if we can get them on their heels, move the football, like that's all the key to the victory, right? And we can start doing what we need from there. But it's hard to get that going.
Did you talk about the statistic comparison between Drake May and CJ Stroud on the last?
I did
on the last episode.
I have not because
You need to go over that real quick because this.
Yeah, I can pull up the chart here in a second once we go over it. But like the media was ripping into CJ Stroud for his turnovers. If you look at all the quarterbacks that played during the wild card weekend, all of them had turnovers. All of them had less passing yards. If you look at his grade, like regardless of the turnovers, his grading was still at the top. The Houston Texans offense was the offense with the most yards, still 408. They led the weekend in receiving yards and rushing yards as a team. So if coming out of wild card weekend, they were actually the number one offense despite the turnovers from CJ Stroud. Yeah. And if you look at, I know Kiddo was bringing it up, I can probably find the graphic, but Drake May and CJ Stroud were virtually identical. May had two fumbles and an interception as well. The only difference was that he ran for 66 yards. But, we'll keep Drake May over here and we'll shit on CJ Stroud.
And all we'll talk about is how great he did and then how bad CJ did. They had the same day. They had the same game, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they really did, though. And then, you had a bunch of 300-plus yard passers like Caleb and Jordan Love, but it's because none of them could get the run going. Really. Love, and it was just absolute shootout.
He really pulled a heartstring on me. I'm starting to root for this guy now. I'm like, wow.
Who, Caleb?
No, Love.
Oh yeah, in the first half he was like surgical, and then the second half he was comical.
Yeah, damn it.
It was.
Yep, that's when you go, damn it. What?
You go, oh damn it, Love, because it wasn't. You know what it was? He was killing all the man coverage. They just were stubborn. They wouldn't switch it up. And in the second half, they started going zone on him and switching it up from zone to man and just confusing the shit out of him. And he could get nothing going. It was insane. I'm like, wow, Dennis Allen really that's some halftime adjustments for you. You know what I mean? That's some motherfucking hardcore halftime adjustments.
Yeah, I threw up the graphic there via Chat Sports. Drake May versus CJ Stroud in the wild card round, virtually identical. May was 17-29. Stroud was 21 of 32. Yards were 268 for May, 250 for Stroud. They were both 1-1 in the TD interception ratio. Their rating was virtually identical, 86.6 and 86.7, and they both had 2 fumbles.
2 fumble loss.
2 fumbles lost. Yeah. But still, I mean, the turnovers.
Record. Doesn't it make it more impressive that they could pull off the win with all those as sloppy as both those teams played?
Both those teams.
The other teams played sloppier.
Both those teams' defenses came out and played well. I think the Patriots had a 19-3 victory, and the Texans had a 30-6 victory. So that's the offenses are virtually identical. There was a tweet that I saw earlier, like I mentioned, as far as ranking the wild card offenses, and the Texans were like first through third in all the categories, and then the Patriots were second, or right behind them in most of those. So those were the best two offenses from this last weekend, regardless of the narratives that they're pushing that the Texans offense is ass.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And the previous 3 weeks before the wild card, CJ Stroud hadn't been sacked, so it's not like his offensive line is garbage or anything. They've been playing better.
It's just how polarizing your guys' defense is. It just overshadows anything good that your guys' offense is actually doing.
Yeah, it does. It's crazy. The last time the Texans were without Nico Collins, I was going to say the last time the Texans were without Nico Collins, they played the Patriots, I believe, last season, and CJ Stroud had a good. Actually, all the games in which Nico Collins hasn't appeared, CJ Stroud has had pretty decent numbers, or pretty good numbers.
You know what's kind of crazy? My theory on that period, like you can just like whenever it's like your star receiver goes out and then they have big games, because like they don't just zero in on one guy, right? Like it's like
I think even the play caller is like, okay, well, I don't have to worry about giving this guy my first read option. Let's just worry about the play that's good for the situation.
Fact.
And whoever the first read option is, whether it's Schultz or Christian Kirk or Jaden Higgins or whoever it is, Jalen Noel, whoever it is. Like Noel had a really good deep catch that was it hung up there, and he went up and got it. And DB did a good job.
I think it was that.
Yeah, he'll probably play more. Braxton Berrios looks like he's going to be active, so they're going to all hands on deck for this game with the absence.
Hell of a return man, Braxton Berrios.
Hey, shout out to Braxton Berrios, a Hurricane legend. We need him to come through and